Hey everyone, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Before we get started, I'm going to invite you to just take a moment to slow down a little bit, take a pause. I know that can be so hard sometimes, but really until we get in the habit and practice of interrupting those patterns of just go, 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 go. And, a lot of times we'll say, I'll take a pause later. But if we can start to insert little interruptions, little pauses, it's going to break up those neural pathways, those habitual pathways we have in our brain, those really strong pathways that have said go, 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 and never stop. And that's how we start to create healing and restoration in our systems. So I really encourage you. Some of you are like, what are you talking about? I have no problem pausing, I'm sure. But some of you, I feel like I do sometimes, have a hard time just even giving myself a moment. So take a moment, slow down a little, take a pause, listen to this bell, take a few breaths, and know that you are helping yourself move more toward habits. Every time you do that, you're moving more toward a habit and building behaviors around restoring your nervous system, which takes slowing down. So here we go. You're welcome to keep your eyes open. You're welcome to close them. If you're driving or something, you can just, I got a phone call. You can just keep driving, stay aware and alert, but listen to the bell or do this later, okay? All right, here we go. Take just a few more rounds of breath. Little longer exhales will help to engage your parasympathetic nervous system, your brake pedal. Okay, so I have this cute little thing we made for girls' empowerment. I don't know if you can see it in the correct way, but it's an acronym, BRAVE. B is for breathe, R is for release and reset, A is for affirmation, V is for visualize, and E is for energy shift. This comes from a program that is based in mental performance. That's where I took this from, and we've been using it with some of our programs, especially right now with junior high. So this is all about how we deal with our thoughts, noticing negative or unhealthy thought patterns, replacing those with affirmations or more positive or healthy thought patterns. It's also about doing a little release exercise so that you can kind of move any negative or unhealthy thoughts out of your system to create a little more space for something different, something more healthy, more supportive. And then visualizing what your affirmation is. So if you go search like mental rehearsal, actually, check out this video. Go look at the Blue Angels Air Force, Blue Angels that do all of those air shows, and put something in there about mental rehearsal with the Blue Angels, and you will find videos that show the pilots sitting in a room around a table with their eyes closed and mentally rehearsing their show and all the things they have to do with their hands and their heads and, moving all the buttons and levers in the plane. To do that show with precision. It's pretty cool. So sports or athletes use this all of the time. I wish we all used it more in our regular lives because it changes things. So the first part is breathe. That means, so we know that our brain can take in new information, can change patterns, can learn new things more easily if our brain and nervous system and body are a little more relaxed. So the first part is breathe. So we're gonna, in a moment, after I kind of go through each part, we're going to do that, okay? But you can start to take some breaths now as I talk. Little longer exhales if you can. Okay, so inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth or nose, trying to make your exhales just a little longer than your inhales. The release part. This is helpful if you have a piece of paper or a journal and something to write with, even if it's a small little piece of paper, and just take a couple of minutes, a minute, 2, 3, up to 5 more if you want, but just write down anything that you feel like is kind of a barrier or a block or an obstacle in your mind. It could be kind of a negative or unhealthy thought pattern that you have, like I can't do this, or I'm really scared, or I don't know how to do this, I don't even want to do this, or I'm feeling really unsure of myself. I just feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not smart enough. I feel like I don't have enough time. Just all those things that go on in our mind all the time. There's research that shows that they're not sure exactly how many thoughts we have every day because it's a really hard thing to measure. But there are some studies that show that we have 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and 75% of those are usually negative unless we're doing something about it. That's like over 50,000 negative thoughts a day. So, and also we repeat 90 to 95% of our thoughts. Like most of our thoughts are repetitive, not anything new. And so if we have these negative thoughts, they will just repeat, right? But if we can create new brain pathways with positive thoughts, then those are the ones that are going to be more likely to repeat. So anyway, so do maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of just writing down things that you feel like are kind of like obstacles or get in your way, or are unhealthy thoughts, or just they're not helpful, right? Write those down so that they kind of release. Sometimes we have kids, if we don't have time to journal, we'll just imagine them as thought bubbles above our head, and then we pop them or zap them, and like poof, right? Try to send them away. Now, we know with new habits that we can't just stop an old habit to make it go away. We actually have to replace an old habit with a new habit. That's the way habit change and behavior change work, right? So we want to then think of, let's say, 3 different affirmations, or maybe you just want to focus on one. Think of something positive about yourself, and affirmations work best if they are positive and in the present. Starting with the words I can or I am work really well. So I'm a strong and capable person. I don't know if you've seen Ted Lasso, but one of the football players in there goes to therapy, and his affirmation that he says constantly is, I'm a strong and capable man. So I am strong and capable. I am a confident leader. I am a kind and loving person. I can do hard things, right? So think of one or more, not more than 3, but think of 1, 2, or 3 affirmations that feel like they resonate with you or feel like they really fit with you. Now, they may not feel completely true right now, and that can feel a little fake or weird or awkward. That's normal. But it takes repetition sometimes until we can really take it in and believe it. So that's okay if you don't quite 100% believe it, but you do want it to kind of spark something in you like, ooh, this is who I want to be, even though it feels kind of fake right now, right? So you can jot down those affirmations, or you can, if they're short enough and simple enough, you can just kind of roll those over in your head several times. And then we visualize it. So I want you to just take a few moments. You can, if you're in a place where you can close your eyes, I invite you to do that, because that kind of just cuts down the visuals through your eyes so you can go into more the inner vision of your mind, looking at pictures in your mind. But if you're not in a place where you can do that, or if that feels really uncomfortable, then just do your best with this. And again, breathe. Breathing in and letting the breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out long. One more breath, breathing in. Let your breath out. Try to relax your body. If there are any of those negative thought bubbles popping up, just let them go like you're letting go of a balloon, or pop them, whatever works for you. Repeat your affirmation or affirmations a couple times in your head. And as you do that, I invite you to visualize. If this affirmation was 100% true, what would it look like? How would I feel? What would I be wearing? Where would I be? What would I be doing? Would I be standing in front of a group of people speaking? Would I be trying something new with confidence or curiosity? Would I be tackling a project? Would I be leading a project? Would I be serving others or showing kindness or taking care of myself? So what is your affirmation? What do you want? Who are you becoming, or what do you want to address or strengthen in your life? Mentally, physically, socially, relationships, or at work, or in your family, in your spiritual life. And then take a moment, a few more moments, let's say, to just visualize yourself living and moving in your life as if these affirmations were true, truly who you are. Maybe you're standing confidently. Maybe your voice feels clear and strong. Maybe you're hugging someone or offering help to someone. Maybe you're talking or even just listening fully present with somebody important in your life that you want to be present for. Maybe you see yourself doing some sort of self-care practice. Be as clear with your visual as you can, with what you're wearing, what your face looks like what gesture, facial expression you have. You might even notice where you are, what's around you, who's around you. Are there sounds you're aware of? Are there other things you see or smell or can touch? Imagine yourself touching. Spend just a few more moments with this, breathing, letting your body be calm, relaxed. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And the E of brave is energy shift. So you just want to notice, even if there's the tiniest amount of little shift in your energy, it's how you feel. And that is worth paying attention to, even if it feels really tiny. Because if you imagine those little energy shifts done consistently, day after day, it starts to turn into something bigger. It starts to shift, how you feel inside, how you approach challenges or things in your life, your goals, your values, and living out those values. So that is the practice. Be brave. Breathe, release, affirm, affirmations, visualize, energy shift. And there was one more R in the R part, release and reset. So what I encourage you to do is think of a reset word, like one word that you can write on a Post-it and put on your mirror, or we've had kids write or paint it on a rock so they can carry it in their pocket or set it on their dresser or somewhere beside their bed at home to remind them. Just this one word reminds you of your affirmations, reminds you of who you want to be, what you want to bring into your life or want to strengthen, what habits that you want to really focus on shifting. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye.